I'm Judea Murray, and here on a positive note, we highlight the most heartwarming stories from all around our tri-state that move and inspire us. And I just have to introduce you to the little boy genius who's inspiring me. Ask around on Rye Beach, and everyone knows John the Flag Guy. This little tyke's got the whole world in his hands, and he just wants to share it with you. We're headed to Rye, New York.
What flag is this?
Angola.
Oh, Angola, huh? All right.
He's a human atlas. What's your name?
My name is Don.
And how old are you?
2.5.
John has a special talent.
Canada, Mongolia, Colombia, Germany.
At just 4, he recognizes every single country
New Guinea, and Hungary.
just by looking at its flag. And if you ask,
Continent actually Europe.
Europe?
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't help at all. There are a lot of countries in Europe. He can even tell you what continent it's on. In fact, the only territory he hasn't mastered yet won't be a challenge for him either. You're gonna start kindergarten, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Good.
His parents, Aga and Alper, say this started when they noticed his fascination with flags as a baby. They bought him an atlas, and the rest is history.
Central African Republic, Bulgaria.
For the past 3 years, Alper and Aga have taken their son to Rye Beach almost every single day, and just like clockwork, he plants his well over 100 flags in neat lines waiting to teach someone else about the world.
He's just become part of our beach. We're lucky to have him and his family.
And while the future looks bright for this little Einstein, the only thing his parents hope is that
He ends up in the right path, helps people, spreads the good feeling and, the things that he's doing. So, basic stuff.
John left me the parting gift to remember him by. The flag that I'm waving is San Marino, a country that John was excited to tell me is on the continent of Europe. And the next Brainiac we're meeting is a 7th grader from Bridgeport, Connecticut. He was recently named one of the best young amateur chess players in the country, and he has the prestigious national title to prove it. This kid's got game.
I like the game.
12-year-old Sebastian Lopez of Bridgeport taking a well-earned victory lap today with UConn sophomore Jitu Sajivin, his 19-year-old chess coach and mentor.
It takes me for a while to learn how to move pieces, everything else, where I just tell him one thing and he's like one step ahead.
Both teacher and student sitting down with News 12 Connecticut today to talk about Sebastian's extraordinary performance as a chess player and how his family says they knew ever since he was a baby that with every passing year, he would become a more formidable competitor. Working with the Bridgeport chess program Dig USA, Sebastian's rating as a player went from 0 to 1,000.
He did that in 6 months, which is like crazy. I've never seen that before. Right.
The 7th grader at St. Teresa School in Trumbull surprised everyone recently by winning the prestigious 2021 Continental Chess Tournament in Massachusetts.
I think he could be a really strong player one day, pretty soon. Yeah, he's going to be, master, or like you said, you want to be a professional chess player. I really think he could do it.
G2 says he wants to keep steering Sebastian's career in the right direction, so this young man can continue taking home championship titles. A young man who says having a mentor like G2 keeps him 3 moves ahead on the chessboard of life.
So that encouraged me every day to get better.
Sebastian says his quick learning is all thanks to Dig USA, a free local chess program he says helped him develop his skills and gave him hope for the future. And that brings us into today's Did You Know? Did you know that the same way you can be a hero by donating blood, your pup can save lives too? Mount Laurel Animal Hospital in New Jersey sent in photos of these brave dogs doing the right thing, donating blood to save critically ill canines. Just like us humans can need a blood transfusion for survival, sometimes so can they. It's no wonder they're known as the most loyal furry friends. While dogs are setting the example in New Jersey, a teen in Warwick, New York is leading the pack with backpacks filled to the brim with special care items for foster kids. She calls them butterfly bags. 17-year-old Amber Vatulis came up with the idea for a Girl Scout project a few years back. Since then, it's grown. More than 100 bags later, Amber's donated all sorts of essential goodies to children of all ages to help them find the silver lining when they're placed in foster care.
When I found out that these foster kids, they would get taken out with like a garbage bag, I'm like, that's like throwing your whole life away in a garbage bag and then being brought somewhere else.
She's accepting donations at Guardian Storage locations in Warwick and Chester, New York, if you're interested in helping too. While students all around the tri-state are getting back into the swing of things with in-person schooling, a few of them had an extra special first day. Not one of them saw this surprise coming. Let's take a look.
The students in this room preparing for a career centered around helping others.
I hope to change lives. I hope that I'm someone that people go to.
All 24 of them studying behavioral health, some specifically school psychology.
I wanted to go into psychology because I've seen the immense the detrimental effects of negative mental health stereotypes on young children and how that can go into affect their education.
But little did they know earlier today that they were going to receive help with their education first.
Iona College will be awarding third-year MFT and school psychology students $10,000 stipend.
Thanks to a federal program that aims to create more behavioral health professionals and increase access to such services in underserved communities, all of them will be receiving $10,000 checks to put towards their graduate degree. To remain eligible, they just have to keep up with specific curriculum and extracurricular opportunities.
Me and my friends were super nervous when we were coming here. We were like, why are they telling us to come to school a day early? And then this happened. We all were filled with joy and we were so happy. Literally, all of us were like speechless when it occurred.
We're expected to work 40 hours a week without a job on the side, and this has relieved that weight, immense weight that has been on my shoulders for the past year and a half.
That is exactly what Iona hoped, to help them one last time before they set out on helping others.
And we're keeping the kindness going with a popular Brooklyn ice cream shop paying it forward. Hurricane Ida hit a lot of us pretty hard. Ever since the owner of this sweet spot reached out to his community for help during his time of need, they haven't stopped giving back. Now he's making it his mission to help others get back on their feet too.
Customers lined up all day outside Lady Moo Moo, a seasonal ice cream shop with a rotating menu of unique flavors. Just days after merciless rainfall inundated their basement with over 2 feet of floodwater, ruining their water heater, several freezers, and boxes of supplies.
I would say anywhere from $10,000 to maybe $18,000 in damage.
Stephen Lipschutz, the owner, says when the community heard about what happened, many jumped in to help, donating to their GoFundMe page and far surpassing their $10,000 goal.
We know and realize that we're not the only ones affected by this.
And donations are still pouring in with more than $16,500 already raised. So Lipschutz is now paying it forward.
We're fortunate enough to cover our damages, and we need to help out the other people that suffered as well.
And looking through the comments on this donation page, many of the donations coming from customers who say this business has always cared about the neighborhood, going above and beyond. The owner says he's already located several people who are in need of help who will be getting part of that funding.
I just spoke to an elderly neighbor across the street who does not have the means to clean out his basement. So we are covering fully his garbage removal and basement clean out for him.
That's the way it should be. Once you've got your footing, reach back to help the next man up. Newsflash, just in case you haven't heard yet, the annual Thanksgiving Macy's Day Parade is back in its full form this year. So if you and the kids want a piece of the action, just wear a mask and head to Manhattan. More details will be released in November. Now, check this out in the Bronx. A youth coach recognized by the NBA gets the funding he needs to keep his program going.
A truly unexpected surprise for Coach Clarence Mugsley Leggett today. Mugsley coaches Whiz Kids basketball in the Bronx, a community basketball league he started over a decade ago, made up of kids from the area. Today, his contributions to his community paid off. He was recognized by the New York Knicks as Junior NBA Coach of the Year.
Amazing that, that the Knicks and the New York Knicks are coming to honor me, and I really appreciate that. My heart goes out to them.
The NBA Junior Coach of the Year is an annual award honoring youth basketball coaches nationally making a difference in their community. The award is also paired with a $22,000 check for the coach and his team. Mugsley said this was an absolute honor.
New York Knicks is recognizing Muggsy. You know what I mean? Muggsy. Little old Muggs.
The news about the award for Mugsley came as no surprise to Councilmember Kevin Riley, a former Whiz Kid himself, who looks at the coach like a mentor.
I was a Whiz Kid when I was younger, and just going around with him, playing in games, he wasn't only a coach on the court, he was a coach off the court also. Muggsy really taught me morals and principles that I really carry in my life up to today.
Former Knicks legend Rod Strickland echoed the same sentiments.
I know Muggsy, I know how authentic he is, so for him to receive this award, I think it's a great thing.
Current Whiz Kid players say he's like a second father, teaching them life lessons.
To not follow bad doers and to never give up and never say no.